Hi, everyone, and thank you for listening to another episode of Visibility Era, the podcast. We have Courtney Van Prague with us today, which I am so excited to speak to. I feel like I'm speaking to a celebrity. She is I know. No, really
You're too
though.
much.
This I swear I looked up your bio and everything and it's super impressive. So thank you for being here today. She is the affiliate coach at Impact, which is our preferred affiliate platform. If you don't know what Impact is or affiliate, we're going to dive into all of that today, especially if you are a product brand. I would say listen in. This is a must when it comes to earning press. I've been a publicist, as we know, for 10 years. So over the years, I've seen a major shift with affiliate and earning press. So I'm very excited to have this conversation today. Courtney, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I am very excited to dive in and talk about something that I'm super passionate about, which is affiliate marketing, oddly enough. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's start with affiliate. Like, what is it, and how can a brand really, I guess, like create impact? LOL to impact with using an affiliate platform. Yeah, I'm sure you hear that a lot.
I I say it a lot. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a punny fun thing. So yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about what affiliate is and how it could benefit, I guess, like a product brand?
Yeah, so affiliate marketing, it is a channel, but it's more of a marketing strategy. It's unlike pay to play, it's pay per performance. So instead of paying for clicks and impressions, you're paying for that actual result, that desired result that you want. So you're paying on a sale for a product type brand. It's a very relationship driven channel, and so that's why it kind of goes hand in hand with PR, because you're telling that brand story and you have affiliates that are promoting you or promoting your brand within their content. So it's integrated for whether that's, a review, a listicle, an influencer that's talking about your brand, even a podcast could also be like loyalty, coupon type sites, buy now to pay later. There's tons of different types of partners that you can work with. But what happens is, when you have an affiliate program, you will, launch on an affiliate network and get unique text links that you can give these partners. And then, once their readers or audience clicks through, they go to your e-commerce site. They, of course, make a purchase because they love your product at this point, and then they earn a commission and you get the sale. So it's a mutually beneficial partnership.
Yeah, I love that. And I can hear people asking questions of like, "Oh my God, these are lots of different lingos and things that I don't know exist and what does this mean for me?" So, I will give my own like 2 cents on kind of what it would look like on the press front, and feel free to interject, of course.
Yeah.
So, on the press front, a product brand will come on the platform and basically set themselves up where they get a tag saying that, they're on this platform, meaning that they agree to give a kickback. So if you are featured on a publication, like let's just say, I don't know, Cosmopolitan, for example, I feel like that one comes up a lot. They get featured in a 10 best gifts for this holiday season. A person will come on that article, they'll click on the article, and then if they go to purchase, Cosmopolitan gets a tiny little percentage or a kickback, and then you also get a sale. Your feature will just also like, help you tenfold on the other side because there's SEO benefits, brand awareness, credibility, and all those things. So I love affiliate because I feel like it's a great win-win type of platform and experience for everybody where press, I think in the past was very much like individualistic. It was like, here's the brand, here's the publicist, here's the publication, and everyone's getting money on their own terms and kind of whatever, where this is very much an integrated way where everybody can win together.
Exactly. Affiliate is one of those channels that touches every different marketing channel, and it
Yeah.
amplifies every different marketing channel, especially in the PR world, like you said, with getting media coverage and all of that. So yeah, it's definitely essential these days, and it's
It
kind of a no-brainer with it's very low risk. and it
Yeah.
really helps you promote your product in a very authentic way. So,
Yeah, I love
yeah,
it. And when I started getting my brand, so I'm a publicist. I also, am a teacher on visibility on purpose, help educate founders on how to earn their own press. But when I started doing this myself, I started really realizing that it's not that scary. Well, I feel like I put myself kind of in a box of like I'm a publicist. I only do earned media, which of course this is still earned media, but it's just giving them a little incentive to help, kind of like boost your products at the top of the line. So painting a picture, I've been in PR for over 10 years. The very beginning of my journey, I was working with product brands also, and it was a very different place where magazines were getting paid by, just on the shelves back in the day where I used to buy a ton of magazines. I had like I don't know if you were like one of those households that had Cosmo, Vogue. Yep, I had all of them. Yep. And so
17. Yep.
yeah, yeah. And so over the years, things have shifted where their business model has changed too. So it kind of integrates marketing and PR, where it's also a way to measure results. Even now, I'm having a hard time with all the tools teaching and educating clients on why PR is so impactful because it is a long-term kind of strategy and you don't start seeing the results until you are consistently in the media for a while. So I think affiliate really helps because you can see everything because it's all tracked. Everything is tracked.
Oh my God. So data is basically my first language. My first career was aerospace engineering. So who knows how I got to where I am. But
Wow.
so data is like
Okay.
my language, right? And that is kind of how, I fell into affiliate, but it was like the data, the storytelling, seeing that consumer journey, all of those different pieces that you can put together to really understand your consumer, that made it so exciting for me. And yeah, so Impact is one of those platforms. I've worked here for 2 years, but I've
Yeah.
actually worked in Impact for, I don't know, 8+ years probably. Um, and it is the platform that gives you the most data. So from a PR perspective, it's amazing because you're able to tie in, whatever coverage that you're securing to measurable business results, right?
Yeah.
So you're seeing that ROI. And not only, so a lot of affiliate networks still give you, okay, well, here's, this partner, this article generated this much revenue based on like a last click. Impact also will have a way of opening up that like black box of the consumer journey. And so you can see, oh, Wirecutter was actually the second click in that path to the consumer's purchase. And so, yeah, maybe they did, you know, convert off of a loyalty type site or something like that. But my PR coverage here that we got for you is actually highly valuable. And so networks like Impact make it very easy to scale brands.
Yeah, absolutely. And even for me, like on the back end nerdy side, I'm like I love to look at the data and see what types of publications are performing better. And to my surprise, I noticed that of course, like the publications were performing in terms of clicks, but in terms of actual sales conversion, which brings this into a PR conversation. I normally never talk about sales, but now this is a part of the conversation with affiliate because I can see it. So, and typically, like brands are not sharing that information with me, or they don't have the technology to track. So now I can start seeing all the tracking. And what I noticed with one of my brands is they were getting a lot of clicks for press, which that's great. Press is doing its job in terms of brand awareness, in terms of people visiting the site. But I also recently integrated a like shopping platform, which was something new that I hadn't done before. I wasn't really looking at other shopping platforms or anything. Our contract was like, we were talking about press and that was it. And I'm like, let's try this. They had
Right.
surpassed their sales in 1 month, then press in like 5 months, which as a publicist and as somebody who's watched brand journeys from start to finish, it's super important to always be in the press and be consistent. You earn that market share online. But it was cool to see, like, okay, this is doing its job in terms of brand awareness. It is converting, but this is converting because it's built to be a conversion site. Like the site is built to shop. So that was really cool to see the different types of things that we can integrate into the program. So, speaking of integrating different types of affiliate, can you tell us about what publications are on impact? Maybe you can list a few in different categories for product brands. We have a lot in health and wellness, a lot in food and bev. And then also, what types of like, I guess, marketing companies can you integrate into the impact platform? So I mentioned like a shopping site. Are there other things you can do with shopping or influencer? And honestly, I don't know. So this will all be new to me as well.
No, that's awesome. So Impact is one of the biggest. Like we're a global
hmm
company. And so we have hundreds of thousands of partners within the network of all different types. Some of the publications, of course, there is like the Cosmos and the Condé Nast Traveler and Oprah and all of those, different publications. A lot of them actually, and this is one of those things that, I'm an affiliate coach. I work with a lot of different agencies and publicists, and
Yeah.
explaining what a sub affiliate network is one of those more complex things. But a lot of those publications will actually work underneath a skim links, for instance. And so what that does is skim links basically just makes things very easy for publicists. So you can really connect with, or for publishers and editorials. So you can really connect with any of the Hearst brands, the Condé Nast brand, the Dot Dash Merediths of the world. Um, Underneath the skim links, you do need an affiliate network in order to have that. But anyway, we could probably talk for years on that. Um, what was the other part of these questions? You said shopping communities,
Yeah.
other like networking or marketing. So in a way, like LTK is also kind of like a sub affiliate, if you will, but for
Yeah.
influencers. So you can connect organically using like through impact to LTK and have all of these, vast, amounts of influencers that can promote your product organically and, in exchange, obviously get those commissions. You can work with shopping communities, as you're saying, buy now, pay later sites like the Klarna and Affirm. They act as like marketplaces for your product. You don't necessarily have to have those integrated, but then Impact also, does integrate with all those major e-commerce platforms. So our integration
Yeah.
is super easy, super seamless, like can be a one touch. I had an agency say, so how am I going to justify this fee, this onboarding fee,
Yeah.
if you make it this easy? So it really is, you can get brands up and running in like 20 minutes in some cases. Um, but yeah, so there's tons of different partners. That was a very wide answer, but
That was a great,
there's a
no, that
lot
was
of
a
pieces.
perfect
There's
answer.
a lot of pieces that came up for me there.
There's so many pieces. So if anyone doesn't know what LTK is, it's
Oh, yeah.
like to know. No problem. I love like to know. So like to know, essentially an affiliate or sorry, a influencer can have their own profile on this app where they can wear an outfit or show like a design of their home or something, and they can link specific products. So if you purchase through their like to know, it kind of feels good because you know that your influencer is getting the kickback, they're getting an affiliate percentage. So if I like a specific influencer and I love their style, why would I not make it easy for myself? Go in there like to know. I know that I'm supporting them and what they're doing, and then supporting the brands that they also work with. So I love things like to know. And again, with affiliate, it's that win-win situation for everyone. The brand is winning, the influencer is winning, like to know is winning, we're all winning. So I think it's really cool where Impact has created this sort of like win-win environment. Now, I do have a question for you in terms of like integration. So say a product brand is listening right now, they're like, all right, I'm sold. Like I want to get on Impact. I want to start getting these connections to press, connections to marketing platforms and all of these things. Do I need a specific website to integrate this? Do I need like Shopify, Wix, WordPress? Like what works where I can integrate this easily? Because I mean, I've been on the other end. It's super quick when you have certain platforms.
Right. Gosh, I can't even name them. We're upgrading our product constantly. I think there was
Yeah.
500 updates last year,
Wow.
literally.
Okay.
And so we have all of these integrations. We have like a whole tech team, partner team. But yeah, Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, Magento, Adobe, like all of those platforms, we do have like one touch integrations with. And so that's the easiest, but really it's not hard, even if you have to like add a tag to your site or set it up so that it's, communicating server to server in the background, that API connection. It's not going to be 20 minutes, but it might be a couple weeks, and that's it's not too bad. It's really going as fast as the brand can go.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So
I do want to touch back on skim links. I know that you mentioned a sub network, and this was hard for me to even understand. So, I don't know if anybody wants to understand, but I'm gonna explain it anyway to the best of my ability because
absolutely.
yeah, it does feel overwhelming. I remember even as a publicist, this is my job, and I would like look at these affiliate networks. I remember I had a call with Shericel years ago, and I was like, this is overwhelming. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And they switched over to AWIN, and things are very different on the back end for that company too. Although I find Impact super simple and easy. But essentially, what a sub network is once you are on like Impact or one of these affiliate networks, we're integrated. We have the little tags on our website, super easy integration, by the way. What I mean by integration is you just need to like connect the two. So you add a tag or something. Once you are on this, you basically can quote unquote apply to publications, to like to know, to whatever it is that you're interested in connecting with. So it's kind of like a marketplace where you can apply to these certain things. And the one that publications like to use if we're looking at press is they love Skimlinks. Skimlinks is like a separate marketplace, right, for them.
Yeah, so Skimlinks will be able to connect. The reason publishers, they don't have as much time, right?
Yeah,
Um, so they'll see, hey, do we have a direct relationship with this brand that I want to write about? No. Okay. Well, do we have, connection through Skimlinks? What they can do with Skimlinks is joined to all of those major networks, right?
yeah,
So they have one access point to go to ShareASale, go to AWIN, go to Impact or CJ or Rakuten or all of those, major networks
yeah,
and be able to grab everything that they need from that one login,
yeah,
basically. And then, Skimlinks does take a portion of the commissions that are being passed down. And so that's why, ultimately, going direct is great. In Impact, you actually can pay separately for separate outlets underneath them. So that's really nice. But yeah, you can work with most all of the publications are joined to at least a skim links at a minimum. So
yeah.
yeah, they make things very easy. They monetize the site for them through like a JavaScript code and um yeah. But you do need an affiliate network in order to connect with them. And really it's super simple. You basically invite them to your program, give them, a proposal or a contract of whatever
Right.
the percentages you want to pay, send that, over, they accept it, and that's a binding contract. All the payments, all the taxes, and all that stuff I don't like to think about, it's already
Yeah.
handled in the back end of the platform. And so, that sale happens, it's tracked, it tracks which, shared ID, which is like a time.com or hearst.com or whatever, good housekeeping. And then, they end up getting that commission. So I don't know if
Yeah.
that was,
Super helpful. So, what I like about Impact and these different companies is exactly what you said. You were like, they do things easy for them, taxes, all these things, but we don't necessarily need to worry about that. I think if you want to, you can dive into it. I particularly don't care. I think for me, it's more like, okay, how can I get the results that I want? And the results that I
yeah,
want are exactly the conversions, the clicks, the actual features themselves. So for me, if I were a product brand listening right now, I would sign up with Impact. We will have a link below for you. I would sign up with Impact and their team. I would connect with skim links. Like we said, it's very important. And then I would also look at my favorite publications that I'm interested in getting featured on or the ones that are aligned, and I would apply to them all individually. So that's what I would do with step one, step two, step three. If you are looking for just simple integration to get started and start earning press and also give them a little incentive and a kickback. So I'm going to go with step four now and ask you, Courtney, would you recommend a specific commission percentage? And I guess it would depend on where they're
It's a
looking to get
very good
featured.
question. Oh my gosh. Every question I could just say, yeah, that depends.
Yeah, yeah.
No. So we do have benchmarks for you.
Hmm.
That's one of the features in our platform is those benchmarks. But um, it's dependent on the brand, anywhere from, 5 to 25%. And it's also going to be dependent on the type of partner that you are connecting with. If it is a, very VIP editorial publisher that you're connecting with, you're probably going to want to go a little bit higher to that like 20%, or like an influencer that,
Yeah.
has high engagement or something like that. If you're connecting with maybe um, uh, excuse me, like a coupon or deal or loyalty rewards type of a site, you don't have to pay them as much. They're not doing as much work. You
Mhm.
might not find that they're bringing in as much value or the value that you're wanting. They definitely provide a lot of value. I could talk for ages on that as well, but um, yeah, I lost my
That's
train of thought.
No, that's perfect. And you actually brought up a really interesting point of there's also coupon sites that you can connect with. And there's like different types of advertising. And so when you get into it, once you get into it, you're going to be curious and be like, okay, how can I optimize this to the best of my ability? So when we're thinking about optimizing it for me, for my brands, for our clients, I would always suggest think about your values and where you want to be featured and what you want to be aligned with. I think that's really helpful. So when you were talking about connecting with a specific influencer, maybe you do give them a higher kickback because you really want and value what they share. And so it aligns with your brand. You really love that. Same thing with like a top tier publication. Say you really want to get on Good Housekeeping. And so for you, that's really important. It aligns with your brand. Maybe you give them a 20% commission per sale versus another, publication that is lower tier, mid tier, maybe something that's like a cool blog, but it's kind of like, all right, like I'm not really too excited. Maybe you're going to give them 10 or 15%, or maybe for a coupon site, you say, all right, let's give them 10% because it's also a coupon. And I don't know if that feels aligned. So I think thinking about alignment, brand values, once you get into these platforms will really help with your overall, like, I guess, goal for growth. Yeah.
Absolutely. You definitely, when you're getting started, you definitely want to know what your business goals are.
Mm,
Is it bringing in new customers? Because honestly, coupon sites are a great way to bring in
yeah.
new customers. You don't have to work with all of them. Like you can pick a, select few that your competitors might also be on so that you're
Yeah.
not losing out on some of that traffic. But being able to provide maybe a little bit of a discount, even if it's that your site says, hey, we give 15% off for signing up for our newsletter. The coupon site can promote that, right? And then it's not like anything additional, but it does give them that extra oomph to maybe convert and become a new customer. Loyalty sites, great for higher AOV, right? The consumer is, your brand is paying a commission to that site. That site is giving a kickback to the consumer. They're
Yeah.
highly engaged, highly loyal audiences. You extend your reach significantly. Um, and yeah, so whatever that business goal is, if there's certain products you want to promote over others, you can in the contracting make it so that it's dynamic. You save money on
Yeah.
certain SKUs where you pay out more on other SKUs that you want to push. And so, really figuring out how to align with your brand to be efficient and save money, but also align with the types of partners that support your business goals and incentivizing them as well.
That's awesome. And I know you talked about Rakuten. I used to be a Rakuten obsessed gal. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make money while I shop for holiday season. I'm not kidding. One year I think
Oh,
I got like $80 back. And I went on like I have a huge family, so gifts is a thing. I went on Rakuten a few years ago and I remember choosing which place I wanted to buy per the coupon. So it really does help, even from if you're like putting yourself in the seat of the consumer. If I'm somebody who loves Rakuten and I'm scrolling down and I see Old Navy versus, I don't know, let's say Anthropologie. I see Old Navy's on there, but not Anthropologie. Maybe I'm going to buy something from Old Navy versus Anthropologie. Or I don't know if that was the best example, but you get what I'm saying.
no, exactly. And I do the same thing. I have
Yeah,
the little extension, and so it'll pop
same.
up and it'll tell me different even competitors that might have something running. And I'm like, ooh, 40 cents back. Like I'm gonna get something. Okay. Like this is gonna, I don't know, buy me. I don't even know what that doesn't buy you anything anymore. But
No, I mean, I feel like back in the
but it does
day,
add up, like
yeah.
$80. I mean, you must be spending a lot of money, but because it's at like a
Well,
2% cash back, like it's not like you're
yeah.
giving the world, right? But you are giving your customer something back that they're excited about, right?
Yeah.
And it does. It helps with the conversion. It helps with bringing in new customers.
Yeah. I
It
think
helps
back
with
in the
increasing that
day,
AOV,
yeah,
average order value. Yeah,
it definitely does. And I feel like back in the day they did something where like you like would have to click on to like actually get the check in the mail. So I don't think I had clicked on the check in the mail or something like that. And then it had racked up this like good amount of money. It was like years of using
nice.
it. Yep. And they sent me the check and I was like, oh my.
You're like, I can go
So
shopping.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, girl math. I'm going to go shopping again with the free money that I earned. Yeah, girl math.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're making money.
Exactly. Now we understand. So can you tell us the difference between being on Impact versus being on other types of retailers? I think this is like a huge question where brands even will come to me and they'll say like, "Oh, well, we're on Amazon and we're on Target. Do we actually need this? Can I be on both of them and on Impact?" So what would you say for brands that are kind of questioning these types of things?
Yeah. So this is just getting more and more in depth and something that, affiliate networks are tapping into.
Yeah.
So if you have an impact affiliate program or on an affiliate network, you are driving those readers and audience to your e-commerce site. So you want that e-commerce traffic, right? You want those e-commerce sales because you're in control of it. You pick your partners, you control that narrative, and you can see the data. If it is more of a, yeah, we're selling on Amazon. I mean, you can have affiliate programs that are like there's Amazon Associates, um, where you just don't have any of that control. You don't see any of that performance. You don't see which partners are actually, driving sales on Amazon.
Yeah.
The cool thing, okay, so this isn't, you probably weren't going here, but it's okay. We're going there anyway. Um, the cool thing is that Amazon opened up their API. And so what you can do is you can actually on Impact, it's in beta, but we're also like bringing it in. It's included in our like Impact contracts. You also are able to connect, we call it seller. And so you can give links to partners and bring partners into your seller program. And those links, instead of going to your platform or your e-commerce site, will then go to the Amazon. And then when there's conversions there, you actually get that data and it's back on Impact. And so you can see, I recommend having both because you want to be able to be where your consumers want to shop, right? Where they want to convert.
Wow.
And you can have a publication that, lists your affiliate link to go to directly to that site. I try to avoid Amazon because I don't really have packages every day. But you can also have that D2C link, but then also if they don't necessarily trust your brand, if it's a little bit newer, maybe they want to try you out first on Amazon and they can, and you could pay higher commissions. You get like this kickback. It's a whole thing. So
Yeah, that's
we have
interesting.
education. Impact actually has we call it Partnership Experience Academy, PXA, pxa.impact.com. Highly recommend checking it out because there's not been a lot of education in the industry, right?
Yeah,
Um, and we brought all of these industry experts, and so we have like product training, but you also have industry training. And one of those pieces is like working with Amazon. So just very
that's
interesting.
that's so cool. I did not know that you could integrate your Amazon links with Impact. So
It's
is it more like it's just tracking that data for you, or is the commission going through? Like, what does that look like on the back end?
Yeah, the commission is going through Impact.
Cool.
Yeah. So all those sales happen, and instead of being part of like the Amazon associates where they're getting a much smaller commission,
Yeah.
Amazon actually gives like this kickback. It averages around 10%. So you're able to apply that to commissions and pay out your publishers even more. So
Wow.
it's like this whole new ecosystem, this retail media network. We have a lot of additional things with other retail media networks that I can't maybe say, but
Yeah.
all in beta, and it's gonna get real fun.
I am okay. I cannot wait to get off this call. Not really, because I can talk to you for 100 years, but
Same.
to tell all my other publicist girlies about what's happening with Amazon, because
Oh
this
my
is the
God.
big question. But you're absolutely right with like where are people shopping? As much as a lot of us are like, I don't want to be on Amazon, blah, because it is mega company and I get it. And I'm the same way where I really want to support my small business owners, but there are times where I'm already on Amazon and I just want this one product and I don't feel like going to a million different sites, putting in my credit card information a bunch of different times. Everything is saved in Amazon. It makes it super easy. So there are days where if I know I want a certain product and I could just type it in, it's easier for my lifestyle. So, thinking about that from a consumer perspective, if you are on Amazon, but you also have your retail site, you want to start driving traffic to both, you want to track that data. I love that there's options now with Impact where you can do both. So that's really, really cool and interesting. Courtney, oh my goodness, thank you
Yeah,
for sharing that data.
of
So,
course.
let's see. I think my last question that I'd want to ask you is when it comes to personal brands or influencers, how can they benefit from an affiliate platform? Do you recommend that they benefit? Like, can they, I know you mentioned like to know that, can they come in on the other end and join? Because I personally recommend it for product brands. Like I think it's fantastic. You should absolutely be on it. Publications want to feature products that have the kickback. So I say like this is a must moving forward. Things have just changed over the years where every big publication is wanting to have some sort of affiliate like connection. But for the influencers or personal brands, like, can they also use this type of affiliate platform to capitalize on what's going on online, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. You can work with influencers on an affiliate basis. And so
Mm,
like our, you know, our product that has been a product, it's impact.com/performance, our affiliate solution. You can work with influencers and give them a hybrid, flat fee, gifting, commissions, or just commissions, right? For some of those smaller influencers. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that we also have like our creator side. And
mm,
so you can actually search, millions of creators on
yeah.
our platform to connect with. And, we have a ton of different creators. You can, uh, set up campaigns and they can apply to your program and things like that. So we have a whole creator influencer solution
Mhm.
as well as like a customer referral solution. It's like, I don't know. I love Impact.
I love Impact too. I love this. Yeah. So we've been talking with one of our brands about joining and one of my personal brands about joining underneath my agency. And they were like, "Ooh, I'm really excited to look more at the creator side too, because we've just never really thought about it or had access to it." So that's something that we'll be looking at when they eventually sign on. But, for a lot of our listeners that are CPG founders and they're interested in starting to get onto these platforms, it's super easy. And I'm so happy that Courtney was here today to talk with us about how it can really optimize your brand growth strategy. That's honestly how I think about it. I think about all of this stuff as like it's just adding into your brand growth strategy. It's of
Yep.
course they're pieced separately. It's like, PR, there's marketing, there's sales, but they all come together. And so if there's anything that can make your life easier when it comes to growth, impact is definitely something that we recommend. So, Courtney, thank you so much for your time today. This was so
Yeah.
valuable. How can people connect with you? I'm sure that they're going to want to connect with you. And I know that you are an affiliate coach with Impact, so they might even get to meet you.
Yeah, mostly I work with agencies, but
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think my LinkedIn, you can definitely get a hold of me
Yeah.
there, C Van Prague, and you can go ahead and email me, Courtney.vanprague@impact.com. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
or just ask Lydia, right?
Yeah. Or just ask me. Exactly.
Just
Ask
call you
me.
up, right?
Yeah.
Text you. No.
Yeah, shoot me a text. So, a lot of our founders too, they're just starting out with PR, but many of them want to go third party eventually. So, even if you're doing this on your own and you want to start with Impact and then eventually you hire an agency, you can always have your agency, if they are not familiar with Impact, connect with their team. And so, I even recommend like there's a lot of publicists out there that are just learning about platforms or they're wanting to optimize. And so you can always work that into retainers with them too.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, Courtney, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone for listening to another episode of Visibility Era, the podcast. We'll see you next time.